Welcome to the World Healing Tour podcast, where our mission is to help you heal yourself so you can heal the world. Hi, my name is Noah Crane. Each week, we will bring you tips and tools and inspire you to live your most empowered and joyful life. I'm also the founder of the 3G Effect, a daily practice to keep you heart-centered in everything you do by staying in a positive mindset and a positive attitude and practicing three important elements every day. Number one, to have a grateful heart and connect to your gratitude every single day. When you're connected to your gratitude, you are connecting to positive emotions and positive feelings and eliminating those negativity feelings and negative emotions out of your life, and also able to not bring the fears into your life, right? Because it's so easy to take fears and bring them into our life. When you're in a place of gratitude, you're able to connect more to that positive energy in your life and attract more positive people, things, and experiences into your life. Don't we all want more of that? So remember, have a grateful heart. What are you grateful for right now in this moment? Well, I'm grateful for all of you being here with us today, listening to our podcast. And I hope we can give you lots of value today. Element number two, to ground in love and compassion, to stay grounded. First, grow unshakable, strong roots in the world, to learn to believe in yourself and love yourself, and to stay grounded in everything you do, because no one can take that away from you. And then find love and compassion for yourself, because when you're in a place of love and compassion, you're in a place where you are releasing judgments and able to connect more to loving yourself, to accepting yourself, to forgiving yourself. It's a beautiful place to be. Once you're able to ground in love and compassion, you can then share that love and compassion with others. We all want more love and compassion in our lives. So why are we not giving more love and compassion to others? I really believe whatever you put out comes back to you. As we all know, the world is round, and therefore I believe that energy moves in a round circle. So the more you put out love and compassion in the world, the more you get to receive that in your own life. And it's a beautiful way, it's like a boomerang, the way it works, right? Whatever you put comes back to you. And I really believe that with all my heart and soul, because it has worked beautifully in my life. And I'm grateful for that every day. And I know that I'm creating that by staying mindful and being able to connect to those important things. And element number three, know that you are not alone on this journey, that you are guided by God. Now, whatever it is for you, it could be a higher power, universe, spirit, whatever you want to call it. For me, it's God. So I'm going to talk to it in a form of God. I believe that God is inside you, beside you, all around you. All you need to do is just open your heart and soul to the guidance of God. God is here with you. So learn to thank God daily for everything in your life, because everything is a miracle. Everything is a gift. And learn to pray to God. Pray to God to help guide you towards those things that you truly desire and truly want. God will send you messengers and messages in so many different forms, right? And we have to learn to listen. So if you're listening, God will send you and help guide you towards those things that are important to you. He will help you grow and transform and become the person that you are meant to be. But you have to learn to stay open, to stay flexible. I use the 3G effect as a way of life, as my secret weapon to getting everything that I want. And best of all, you guys, those three things are completely free. That's right. They don't cost anything. It's your own self-work that you choose to do on yourself every single day to stay empowered, strong, happy, and joyful on the journey, because you have the power to do that every single day. And every day is a miracle. Everything is a miracle. So just know everything is a gift, and we have to be here, open and ready to receive, with love in our heart and gratitude in our soul. I'm so excited about today's show and being able to share. After all, it's called Heal Yourself, Heal the World, and everything starts with you. So I bring people that can help you get empowered in your life and help you on this journey, because this is what it's all about. We all need others. Nobody can do this journey successfully on their own. We all need one another. Today, we're going to be talking with an incredible guest about how to stay empowered in our lives. She has so transformed her life in so many ways, and she has so much to share, and I'm so excited about that. She's the owner of Self Beach Boxing, author of 101 Rules to be the Champion of Your Life, and her second book, 1,000+ Questions to Ask Yourself to be the Champion of Your Life. And she's so much more than that. I'm so grateful to have Jolie Glassman here with me today. Jolie, welcome to the World Healing Tour podcast.
Hey, thank you. I love the whole beginning.
Thank you so much. Well, I am so excited to have you here with me. I know everything that I spoke about resonates with you. I know that you're daily doing your inner work to create the outer world. You do so much. And I wanted to just start by asking you, what keeps you so passionate in life about everything you do? Because you have so much passion. And I love that about you. And I just wanted to know, where does all that passion come from?
What keeps me so passionate? Well, first of all, I never do what I don't love. Like, I'm always moment to moment generating what I love, and I'm always doing what I love. Like, I get to dress how I want, go to work how I want, be who I want, fully self-expressed, and serve the world as an extension of who I am. So I couldn't imagine not being passionate. Like, what would that look like? I'd be sleeping. Dead. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know. I always say you're either on or off. It's literally like an on-off switch. You're either on and that's it. You're it all the way. Otherwise, you're sleeping. Go to bed. No halving it.
I love that. So you have to keep it going all the time. Well, someone might ask you, Jolie, how do you keep it going all the time? What motivates you? What pushes you to keep going all the time? Because as I know, you do so many things. I mean, you own an incredible boxing gym in South Beach. And then you do so many other things, like you coach and you do so many other things. You have a nonprofit. How are you able to do all those things? How do you balance everything in your life and keep the passion kind of flowing forward?
Well, I don't do anything I don't love. Everything I do, the books that I write, the gym that I run, my charity, my kids. It's funny. Everyone says, "Oh, like you." It sounded like, "Oh, it's a lot," and it's not a lot. It's like I could say, "Oh, you have 3 kids. You have." It's what you do in your daily life and what you put in your daily life. Mine happens to be, which I'm so grateful for because I love wellness, that I get to work on myself while working on others. It's like a whole, like everything you just explained, that boomerang. So I get to do everything for me that in turn does everything for someone else. And I'm very clear I have to fill my cup up before I fill everyone else's cup up. And I love serving. I just love it. I knew from a very young age when I was a school teacher, I just lived to serve. And I love the joy of seeing someone be so much better because I stepped into their day. So, and I know the effects of someone, I always say, if you want to have a good day, be nice to me. Like, I can make your day or break your day. So for sure, I want to make your day. And that's always my mission. I love making people's day. I love people walking in a certain way and knowing they're going to walk out greater. And that is my motivation, right? It's moment to moment generating it. So I'm constantly getting fed, constantly, never not, unless I'm sleeping. So I'm always getting fed all day. I get, thank you. Oh, you changed my life. Oh, I appreciate it. So when I have to do the stuff I don't like my accounting, and then someone could say, oh, sub it out. But that's how I know my numbers. Sometimes you do parts you don't like, and that's it. You get to know that the greater of the whole is everything you love. So how do I stay motivated? Knowing that if I didn't do it, it wouldn't get done. I won't, it's on or off. My whole mindset is on or off. I either do it or I don't do it. I'm either doing it now or I'm not doing it at all. So I have a very, and athletes, that's why I love teaching people through movement. people who push themselves past their limits know better than someone in a gym or someone really an athlete pushing for mastery. They know what it's like to get comfortable with the uncomfortable and what discipline is and doing what you said you were going to do, whether you want to or not, because the consistency is where it's at. So I'm an athlete,
Mhm.
at least chasing what an athlete is, and an athlete in life, and an athlete in sport, and an athlete in my daily routine and activity, which is constantly chasing.
Yes, and it seems like you are really passionate about everything that you do. Why is serving, to be in a mindset of serving, so important to be able to push us forward? Because I think a lot of us kind of get stuck in our own feelings and emotions and challenges rather than seeing things as a way of serving or an opportunity to take ourselves to the next level. How can we get people to understand that serving is really the key to getting out of our own way?
It's funny you say that because I teach, we say service, service, and words are limiting and words are limitless as well. And the word serving could, a lot of times people think like, oh, I got to serve, I got to do charity, okay, I'll go feed the homeless. And they do something that's not really an extension of who they are. That's why. And then they have that word pro bono, and then lawyers would do pro bono, but really, what I teach is business and balance, right? How you really can serve as an extension and you don't have to use the word service. I don't know if I'm serving. For me, I love serving. For me, I love being of service. The word resonates with me. But for some people, they're like, oh, I don't want to serve, or that means I'm a waitress, or they don't get it. And it's through finding your purpose. So when people find their purpose and do what they love to do, they can find a service component within it. So I like to drive people to do what they love first and then explain what makes you happy in a day. First, seeing what makes them happy, because people see that when they interact with others and they share with others, right? We both know that transformation happens in the sharing, that's where they get the joy. So I show them that's where the joy is, and then get them to link the two together. How can they share what they're already doing and what they already love as a contribution to their legacy of who they are in the world as an existence and an extension? So it's really just service of an extension of who you are. To me, it doesn't feel like I'm feeding the homeless. It's not a chore. I get to do what I love every day because it's what I love to do. So I do what I love. And because I do it well, because we like to do what we do well, and we like it because we do it well. And then it's my service because that's my little secret sauce, my little recipes. Everyone has their little secret sauce. Even if you're my gardener and you do it with, that's your service. You help things grow, you show things. I mean, they get you when you have passion and you're into doing what you love, you're all part of the puzzle of this whole beautiful, what you say, grounded gratitude. God is in everything. Everything is a miracle. So when you are you fully self-expressed, you are service, you are contribution, you are being you. You as you is a contribution. So link up to it.
And I see you on social media. I see you everywhere. You use your voice a lot. You talk a lot. You want people to use their voice. I'm sure that's part of why you speak so much. Is you want people to use their voice. Why is it so important to you that people use their voice? Why is our voice so unique and so important as you see it to help change our lives and for the world?
Yeah, it's funny you say that. I'll have to say my guy, that is the number one most important thing to me, is that people honor themselves and they're fully self-expressed. And I taught in prison, and I always say the jails are full because people are treated unfairly. And I want people to use their words because we judge, and we're going to judge anyway, and we're going to assess anyway. And it's our responsibility to own our own power. And you and I both know that things only live in language. And I want them to move the needle forward. And you're either dead or alive. And if you're alive, you're using your words and language to move the needle forward. And I like people to use their words and then explain, what does that mean for you? How do you want that to be? Use their life happens in language. So I want everyone to honor themselves, know what it's like to honor themselves. I want them to use their words. Words are attached to thoughts, frequencies, emotions, energies, and I want them to use them wisely, right? They cast spellings, and I want them to know the value of their word.
Yes, and words are so powerful. You know, I actually have a chapter in my book that says, your words create your world, and your world is created by your words, because I really believe our words can really, we can even bring obstacles into our lives with our words, or we can bring more flow into our life with our words. And of course, we all want more flow. So why are we not using our words in a more mindful way to be able to create what we want? How important is mindfulness and consciousness to you as far as your teachings to help others on the journey?
Well, see, it all starts with the words, right? So words are limiting. That's why people have trouble in texting sometimes, because they're like, oh, I didn't mean that, right? And delivery and tone. And it all begins with words. And then what does that mean for you? So it's in communication and in understanding. So mindfulness is, so my whole brand is Mind, Body, Spirit, Fit. Excuse me, and the FIT stands for an acronym that means Fight for Intentional Transformation from Love. So I teach people, because a lot of people go, oh, you're scared, oh, you're intimidating. I say, I'm not intimidating, you're intimidated. Own your own power, right? Come from a place of love. And a lot of people, when they first learn to own their own power, because who I was a long time ago was I would always speak up, but when it mattered most to me, I wouldn't know how to use my words, because you have to learn to craft your words in a way that creates a win-win, if that's what you want or not. And I would then, when I want to say something and I didn't know how to say it, I would like blow up, or I would not, it wouldn't come out the way I wanted it to. So as over time, I wanted to learn communicate. It was always something I wanted to learn. It was across the barrel mind, because everyone thought Jolie speaks up, Jolie speaks up. I wanted my words to be used like a wand, like a weapon that could work for me, or in every which way. So I worked communication in so many ways to know that I can craft in a way and always come from a place of love, and know that nobody orders the same burger. Like, you don't even get the same thing on a menu, and know that nobody understands language in the same way. So you want to make sure, how did you understand that? What did you think that meant? What did that mean to you? Recreate it, explain it to me. And communications is what moves things the quickest. So I like to leave people empowered, make sure I know that they're empowered, have them use their words and let them know, tell me they're empowered, all of that. So mindfulness is so important, and coming from a place of love, because how you say God and the miracles, and you heal yourself, you heal the world. Yes, because everywhere you go, there you are. So if I come from love and I am love, then all there is to see and to give and to receive is love, period.
I agree. And one of the things that I was going to ask you about was about consciousness. Do you think when people are more conscious, because a lot of what we do in our life is very unconscious, right? We're not very conscious of our actions and behaviors. A lot of it comes from childhood, from the way we were brought up, and society. When we become more conscious, I think that creates a huge shift, and we're able to kind of see ourselves from another place, not to see ourselves just the way we are, and but able to see ourselves from a place of, we could do better and be better, right? Be able to grow ourselves. I believe that consciousness has really changed my life, because I was able to see my own actions and how my own actions impact other people in the world. I think that's really important, is impact. How are we impacting others in the world? And consciousness to me really gave me that doorway, that openness to see myself. What do you feel about consciousness and being able to see yourself in a different way, from a different angle?
Well, there's a presupposition in NLP that says everyone's doing the best they can with what they have. So I believe everyone believes they're conscious at the level they're conscious at. And to be more conscious is, I believe, the only access is through meditation. So to learn to know yourself. So I personally could have said, oh, I was always conscious. I always know, right? You only know what you know, and you don't know what you don't know. And now that I know that I love meditation and I seek it and I can do it for the rest of my life, I know that I can never know myself enough. And I will always continue to learn myself through meditation and become more conscious because of the work I put in through meditation, where I can step back and actually see that I'm the captain, I'm the boss, I choose, and everything that's going on is just, a smorgasbord. I can just pick and choose.
So tell me, Jolie, how did you get into meditation? What started your path on meditation, and how has it transformed your life?
It's a very good question because I feel like I don't want to be an imposter when I teach people because it's not an easy thing. And it took me so long to want to learn it my whole life because I have such high energy and because I'm so wired. My whole life, whenever I was confronted with anything and I had a rough childhood, they would always say, honey, you need to sit in silence and you need to relax. And then I'd have situations arise throughout my lifetime where I'd have to relax and I'd be like, what is this? I'd watch TV and do my nails. I never knew what relax meant. I'd always be like, what is relax? You sit on the
Mhm.
TV, you watch a lay on the couch. I didn't know what it was. And then I'd be like, sit in silence. So I just sit there. What does that mean? And everything was cranial for me. So I'd be like, I wanted to figure it out. I was like, what does that mean? And I always had to have like a definition of something. And I was always, then I said, like, I do meditate, I box, I sit in silence, I box. And then, nope, it wasn't what, whatever everybody was telling me that I wasn't getting, that I needed this through meditation. And I had a motorcycle accident in 2011 where I went to this appointment. I had to go to a million appointments because I had so many injuries at the same time. And I went to this one lady who was doing decompression on my spine. And she was like, every day I had to go. And she was like, honey, you need to relax. And I was like, you know what? You're right. I quit. I'm not coming anymore. I need to relax. I can't relax with all this stuff going on. I am going to go on the journey and learn to relax. That's a very good idea. I've been hearing it my whole life. And I was so heightened from going neck decompression, back decompression, so many things where I was like, you know what? You're clearing your team. You're not going to have a surgeon on your team. You're not going to have these people that are having you go. You're going to go, success leaves clues, find the person that did it. And then I found Joe Dispenza, and I'm so grateful for him because when the student's ready, the teacher appears, and he was the only one that got me what everyone says is meditating to meditate. And the only thing I like to teach people is you are doing it if you do it every day, right? He's the one that got me to sit down and practice every day. So the reason people quit is they think they're not doing it, and then they quit because they're like, I can't do it. But they are doing it if they just sit there and they keep sitting there. So that's what got me into it, the road to following someone who healed their back. I didn't know it was relaxed, right? We ask the universe for things and then it delivers it in different packages. So I didn't necessarily know it was relaxed. I just knew I wanted to find someone that healed their back. The lady told me to relax. I didn't necessarily know his way was going to get me to relax, but I was like, let me try his way. And then by doing his program, you had to do like all this front work, like couple hundred hours, I would say a few hundred hours of work before you did his intensive. And then you get shoved into these 8-hour ones where there's value in immersion. And there you go. I never looked back, never took a day off. It never. It's like brushing your teeth. You can't take a day off. You take a day off, it's like, no exit door. And then there went my life of a whole new journey of learning to self-regulate, to really distance myself in a more finesse way. Yeah, I don't know if everybody would be like, "Oh, you're so different." I'm trying to think like if it's like where the differences lie, right? Because there's a delay. When you put in the work, there's such a delay when you reap the benefits. Just like working out, meditation, you do it, you do it, you do it. You got to have faith. It's same believing in God. You got to have faith. You got to believe in him when things are bad and when things are good. It's both. It works in both, and there's a delay and a consistency, and it's not like this happens and this happens. It's I cause this to happen, not causing a reaction, not cause and effect, causing an effect. So you have to work on it. How long does it take to build a tree, right? You put the roots down and you go back every day and there's no tree for 80 years.
Meditation, I just recently started meditating and it's really changed my life. And I even see when I do my podcast, if I meditate before, I'm much more grounded. I feel much more empowered in myself. When I'm not meditating, I feel more like unsure and more shaky. So I feel like that meditation really gives me like that grounded and confidence in myself. What I noticed the most about meditation is that it helps me control my emotions. I'm a pretty emotional person. I can be emotional at times, and I feel like the meditation has given me more calmness and control over those emotions. Has that done that for you as well?
100%. 100%. I get to choose when I'm going to feel, how I'm going to feel, if I'm going to feel all of it. I am like, before everything slowed down. Yes. It's given me my whole life in magical, beautiful, amazing ways. Almost to a point where I want to be meditated. I can move in. Yeah, I do a lot and I don't ever not do it. And it's crazy because you don't know the value of something until you like lose it. I couldn't imagine not having it, yet I had a whole life without it. And life was great. So I almost don't like to impress, like tell people, do it, do it. You know, like when the student's ready. And then I also say, why do you want to, like, do you need to do it? It's a big practice. It's a big dedication. It's almost my religion. It is my religion. I'll have to say meditation is my religion because I don't pray to I actually just started incorporating praying a little bit, but I blend it with breath work because for me, God is in me, around me, all of me, everything. God is all there is. So nothing is not God because everything is God. So I sit as God when I meditate because I am God. I am source. I'm sitting as source. So I don't pray to God because I am God and he's in me all around me. I'm thinking, I think as God, I breathe as God. I sit with him. When I meditate, then I get to honor that space. So I never pray to a God. So meditation is my religion. And I never believed, I don't know if you remember this about me, but I was never a God believer until I meditated. So I found God through meditation because the label of he and praying to he never got me to understand what God was until I really got into the breath. The breath. I believe God is the breath, to be honest, and that I breathe God. The commonality in all of us is the breath that comes through us. So you come in the world on a breath and you leave with a breath, and that's it. The breath is like my life journey of learning.
Love that. And I always feel like God is an extension of us. I mean, we are part of God. Like you said, we are an extension of God. So it's so cool that you started seeing that in yourself when you started meditating. I wanted to talk a little bit about your book, 101 Rules to be the champion of your life. Can we talk a little bit about the rules to be the champion of your life? What are some rules that are so important to be successful and the champion in your own life?
Oh my God. Well, it's funny. I always say everything is everything. Oh, this is the most important rule. This is the most important key. The most important ingredient is you definitely need integrity. You definitely need consistency, right? So there's many ingredients and you couldn't make spaghetti and take out the garlic and think it's still good sauce and take out the tomato sauce. You need so many ingredients. It's not one. So there's many times I'll always say, this is the most important. This is everything. And boxing taught me life. There's no YouTube inspiring video you could ever watch that doesn't have a boxing scene in it. No one is ever heroic champion. The heroes are boxers. It's one-on-one. They fight and it's really life. It's the same thing as life. Everywhere you go, there you are. You're fighting nobody but yourself, right? So I teach my group we have a command voice and a nice voice, but we have this mean voice, but you switch it to a command voice. We don't need a mean voice. You don't need to ever have a mean voice. There's never a reason to have a disempowering thought in your head or anything. So you have this command voice. So I have many rules. So I don't know. I mean, here's the table of contents. I have always chased the perfect punch. Wherever you go, there you are. Believe in yourself. Confidence is key. Develop the internal immunity of grit, willingness to sacrifice, know
Well,
yourself,
well,
commitment.
Jolie, give me three rules that you think, and I know they're all important, but give me three rules that you think that we could talk about that you think could really help somebody live an empowered life.
Okay,
Just
well,
pick. Let's pick three.
must have integrity is probably my top number one. And then discipline is another one. And have faith, believe in a higher power.
I love that. So let's talk about integrity. Why is integrity so important for our success?
So I got that out of the work we did together in
Mhm.
Landmark, right? And I had jumped into Landmark right after I got divorced, which was such a major. When you met me, I had gotten a note like, thanks for enlightening me, changing my life. And after 10 years of marriage, so I literally fell into Landmark. And it was a beautiful thing because I didn't get how important my word was. And I use my words. My mom used her word. I grew up in a very abusive household. So thank God I didn't take words so seriously, and sometimes did, right? Because they were thrown all over the place. They were never backed up. And I got the value of your word and that they are your words and you're using them and all you have is your words. So I got that nothing worked without using my word. And wherever my life was working, it was because I was my word. So I started to get all that. And there went my journey of right slowing down, using my words wisely, choosing my words, using them not just to win something, but to win with love. My word was everything. It's everything. It's what gets me everywhere in life. And that's what gets everywhere in life. It's not me. I have the tool and I don't have the special recipe. Everybody does. So it's like the best skill you could ever work on is your word. Ever. Your communication and your word. That is who you are.
Right. So when we say something, as far as integrity, when we say something, that we follow through with what we're saying. We're not just throwing words out there. We're actually following through what we
We
say.
honor it.
Yeah, we're
We
honoring
honor
our word. Yes, good word. We're honoring it. And then if we're not honoring it, we're able to recreate it. We're able to tell
keep it
somebody,
in counting context. Yes.
yeah, so yeah, and I think you're right. I mean, there's so many people going around that don't have integrity, right? That you can't really trust when what they say to you. And when people have a high level of integrity, it really lets you connect to them on a whole different level because it's a trust that gets built through integrity. And that's why integrity is so important. And it also keeps us from being what we say and not giving up on ourselves, because when we say something and we do it, we're actually moving forward. We're not stuck in our lives, right? Because we are creating what we want with our words, with our actions every single day. And that's what integrity, I really see, has done for me.
Changed my life. I really got that it lives in language. Everything's alive, right? And then we learned that everything's agreement. So we agree this is a pen, it's a piece of paper. But if we didn't have language and we didn't have agreement, we'd have nothing, right? So then what are we creating with this nothing into something? We can only take things into creation through our words.
Absolutely, so powerful, the words. And then the second thing you said that's important for success was that consistency.
Probably, or discipline. Consistency, I would say, is more the most important. So,
Mhm.
yes, consistency is most important because a bad workout is better than no workout. And I remind myself of that all the time, right? Because I torture myself in my workouts. That's where my passion and my motivation. And you say, where does all that come from? And it's the integrity and the consistency of my workouts create the integrity and consistency of everything else in my life. My workouts are the spearhead of everything because that's where I suffer the most. So I'm suffering the most there. So I already know I can suffer and then I can handle the rest.
Yes, and I do think consistency is so important. I think that one of the things that stops people from being consistent is maybe fear. How do you feel about that?
Well, I think the thing that stops people from consistency is emotions, like they lack of integrity. So
Mhm.
they're like, I don't feel like it today. Oh, I don't have to today. Excuses. And then they lose integrity. So and then they don't get the value and they think, oh, one's not bad, or oh, if I just miss one day, they don't get the value of no excuses, no exit door. Consistency means every day, nonstop, with no days off.
No, I have a coach. She says no 0 days.
Yeah, no days off. If
Um,
you give yourself an exit door, there's always a door to exit. I give myself no exit door. Quitting's not an option. Like I can complain or just do it. Either way, I'm doing it. So, like, cut the complaining shorter.
do you think consistency has anything to do with self-love?
No, first of all, self-love comes from being integral.
Mhm.
When you have integrity, you can learn to love yourself. If you don't have integrity, you won't love yourself.
Mhm.
You just won't. You're not going to love yourself if all of a sudden you're constantly saying things and not aligning with it. There's so much disalignment. So integrity and confidence, yes, go together.
But also, I feel like if you're not consistent or if you give up on yourself so easily, you don't love yourself enough because, you're giving up on yourself so easily. You're not consistently fighting for yourself. That's why I
Yeah,
said that.
yeah, I agree. Yeah. I mean, love is so like, how much can you love on yourself, right? And what do you really want? Maybe they don't really want it, so they're not consistent there. Like, so I heard Mel Robbins the other day say, "Oh, when I found out what it took to get a six pack, I was like, forget it, I don't want it." So maybe you're not consistent because you don't see the results and you don't see what it'll take. You could still love yourself, but you're like, the carrot for that want isn't strong enough. You don't want it. So you're not going to be consistent there. It's very hard for people to be consistent with their workouts because it's so much hard work and they don't always see these great results. But don't always do it for the results. Do it for the health and wellness component as well, right? Sometimes you have to do it for other reasons to be consistent. If I just get in shape for a wedding, what am I going to do after the wedding? So,
Yeah, you can easily fall off the horse, but it's all about getting back on, right? We all fall off sometimes. Like it's just part of life. We're going to fall off the horse, as they say in Landmark, right? But it's how fast can we get back on and back into our lives.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I mean, I tell my group all the time, you want to be like a stock on the stock market. If you were a stock on the stock market and you bet on the stocks, would you bet on your stock? You as a stock? I mean, is it going up? Is it dropping? Yes, you might have a drop, but does it go right back up? Does it stay down? How long does it stay down for? How are the highs? How are the lows? I don't know. I want my stock on the stock market to be like the S&P, consistently going up, and no matter what, you put your money in it, and you're going to grow.
That's a great way of analogy, great way of putting that. I really like that. Would you invest in yourself, right? If you were you. So that's a great way for people to kind of see that and to see like, am I putting out the kind of thing that people are going to want to buy into?
Yeah, like I don't want to buy you. I don't want to buy me. I just said, nah, I'm not going to work out today. Okay, well, I'm not buying your stock. Just like your stock sucks. Just fell through the door. I don't want it.
I love that. And then the third one that you said was about God, right? That it's important for your success.
Well, you know what I say about God? It goes with surrender, and manifestation happens at the speed of surrender. And I've never really embodied surrender. I'm so grateful for getting older because wise is not given to your age. It's given if you do the work and you get to your age. And when I really aligned myself with God and a higher power, I was able to surrender in a way where I can just breathe and let go and know that God is like the rose petal thrower in a wedding and he puts the rose petal down when you're ready to step up. So I just stay in action, stay in the fight.
Stay in the fight. I love that. So surrender, right? Such a powerful thing that so many of us resist and fight all the time, right? So learning to
Because it's a hard understanding because it's a surrender. People confuse it with give up, or does that mean I don't stay in action, or does that mean I don't focus? And no, it means you focus like crazy all over the place and surrender, knowing that the universe has your back and life is happening for you, not to you. And just always do the next best right thing. Don't worry about the one after that.
great advice, great advice. So I love this quote by Wayne Dyer. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Perspective really is everything in life, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It's funny, Joe Dispenza says, change your energy, change your life. And you could say change anything. I have that in my book, actually. I write, change your thoughts, change your smell, change your taste, change your, one little millimeter degree of separation changes the whole thing. So just change. So it's like, right, you change one thing, it's like a domino in effect. So
That
you could change your thoughts. You keep the energy the same. I could say that's disgusting. And, I could say, oh my God, that's so beautiful. And my energy could suck. That's so beautiful. My energy could suck, not align. And then, right, I didn't change. I have to change my energy.
Definitely. So I wanted to talk a little bit about boxing because I know you're all about the boxing, and I didn't want to leave that out. Why is boxing such an important thing? And why are you so passionate about boxing and about kids starting, boxing and being empowered in their lives?
So that's where I got started. I got started. That's why I say God doesn't call the qualified, he qualifies the called, because it's such a beautiful thing how it all got laid out, right? We never know why we don't know the path until we get through the path type of thing. And I was a school teacher in prison and jails and lockdowns, and I loved the problem children and the alternative ed. And I always worked with VE, various exceptionalities, and special ed, and really bad inner city, just jails, detention centers. And little blonde girl
Mm.
in these all black, really not easy schools where yes, they brought guns and knives, and they'd say, how does this little white girl get these kids in order? And I'd say, I let them fight one on one. No one jump in, because I know what bullying's all about. I hate One of my strengths on a strength finder is includer, but it's obvious that I hate when people are left out. I don't know what that is, but I like everyone to be included. And I would say, okay, you want to fight one on one? No one jump in. So then I worked in gyms after school. It was like serendipitous how my whole life turned into my life. And when I met my ex-husband, he was going to do an English pub, a bowling alley, or a boxing gym. And I just heard gym. I didn't know boxing, nothing. I thought boxing was like a sport of fighting. It's not a sport of fighting. It's a sport of learning your whole life. It's where people go to save themselves. They save their whole lives. You saw your kid went for a day. It's like people go, it changes their life. And it's everywhere you go, there you are, and you get pushed past your limits. So there went my life, where I own this boxing gym now, where I was teaching boxing my whole life anyway, and teaching kids to fight. So I got to meld it all together. And now I have the kids and the boxing, and I love it so much because we fight. We fight in life. And when you fight in the ring, no one's coming to save you. And everywhere you go, there you are. And when you get pushed past your limits, how are you going to respond? Are you going to crumble and cry and walk out? Or are you going to push and fight? So, and everything is trainable. So you can get so comfortable with the uncomfortable, but you have to do the uncomfortable enough to get comfortable with it. And that's what life is about. And that's what boxing is about. Boxing is the beauty of pressure and the value of pressure. And so is life. How to bob and weave and slip and move and be like a cat and dance like a butterfly and sting like a bee and come out like a champion hero on top. And it's the same as a boxing fight. It's a boxing fight in life.
Makes so much sense what you're saying, right? Because it's about not giving up on yourself. It's about not walking away, like you said. It's about, staying true to yourself. It's about growing through the fighting, right?
The
Growing
beauty
your
of the
journey.
book actually is that it's like so many people say, oh, I'm ADD. No one wants to read anymore. It's so much. And it really is most wisdom per word, because it's a boxing quote. So every rule, like you can open randomly, it's like a one a day. So you open randomly, and each rule has a famous boxer quote. So the boxing quote is so inspiring. And then it has my breakdown on just how to incorporate and have that skill of consistency, discipline, know yourself, love yourself, pray, at that skill in your life. And then that second book, right, is because we're only as good as the questions we ask ourselves, and the best questions get the best answers. And if you want better answers, ask better questions. And that's what religion and the Bible is all about: the question, the word, all of that. So it's a self-coaching guidebook. And I wrote it with the intention during COVID, when parents didn't know what to do with their kids, so parents can do it with their kids and have a self-coaching guidebook. Who doesn't want to have a family that's the champion of their own life? And when I was a kid growing up, even though mine was very tumultuous, we still had to be like, what did you learn for the day? There was talk at the table, like we learned and we talked, and what are they learning? And the parents need as much discipline as the kids need discipline. And if the kids aren't disciplined, the parents aren't disciplined, and they both need those skills together. So to work on it together, that was my intention, to do like a family self-coaching guidebook, uh, to be the champion of your own life together.
No, that is great. That is so important. And the family that does things together, they always say stays together. So I do believe that it's important to get the whole family empowered, right? To get your kids empowered. And not all of us learned how to do that in life, right? A lot of us grew up in households where the parent was more in charge and more dominant. So to be able to incorporate the whole family in, and to be more conscious about how we interact with our kids is so key to their success in the world.
Oh yeah, I just did this program, this school, they paid a lot of money, this private school, it's called Conscious Discipline. and they put it in the schools to help the parents and the teachers deal with their kids consciously through the discipline. Like, hey, don't, why are you so stupid? Or don't do that. Or, they don't, no one learned and gave them that guidebook to really empower children or empower others. And like you say, heal yourself, heal the world. I empower you, I empower myself. I disempower you, I disempower myself. And then you said, oh, the more conscious I get, the more, yeah. And you don't know till you are conscious. And someone that's going, they're disempowering you is not realizing that's not conscious. And it's like, what is the way for them to learn conscious discipline? Exactly, through a whole family.
Yeah, what I found in my own life through raising my children is that, a lot of times I was the problem. Like I had to change myself to be able to change my kids. I had to do better
100%.
within myself. I'm the example, right? I'm the adult. I have to, whether it was setting boundaries, learning to say no because I said way too many yeses. I had to learn to have my kids treat me the way I wanted to be treated. People treat
It's
you the way you
always
let them.
It's always over here with us, right? We did the communication course. It's I create you, creating me, creating you. I am responsible. I am the one. So it's like, who can I be to have this not show up? That's why being a parent is the hardest job in the world, because you really do have to change you to change them. And then who do you need to be? And then parents have, I don't have to do that. I'm the parent, right? They have that like entitlement, which they deserve it. They wear the title, they're the parent, and it's not going to work. So it's like there's so much responsibility a parent has to take to be that perfect discipline for their child to come up as that perfect, not perfect, but the mirror that they want them to show up as. So even when I work with teachers on teaching their classrooms, I'll be like, okay, tell me what the issue is with your class. And they'll tell me, and oh, the kids don't understand this. And I'll
Mhm.
say, well, tell me what the lesson is. And they'll tell me what the lesson is. And I'm like, excuse, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I'm confused, right? So it was always the teacher. Everything they were telling me that their students was going on in the classroom was over there with the teacher.
Mhm.
Always.
Isn't that amazing?
Amazing.
They say definition of insanity, right, is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. And I feel like I was as a parent, right? I was doing a lot of the same things, expecting my kids to change rather than being able to
But
go in
that's
and
what
change myself.
consciousness is, right? You don't know until you know. And then, it's like it's what's the levels of competency is conscious, unconscious, conscious, and conscious, conscious. And right. So you do things unconsciously. So it's like you're not conscious until you're conscious. And then it's like through the questioning,
Mhm.
you get conscious. So you could say, who am I being that has to show up? And how can I be differently? And what would I need to do? And what do I need to take out? And what can I put in? And what would my morning look like? And how would our interaction look like? And what would I need to say first? And things like that. You got to really shift.
Yeah, it's amazing. They really are a mirror of us. Kids are a mirror of us. So when we change ourselves, when we shift ourselves, they really do shift. They love to copy what we do. They love to be empowered by us. They want us to throw positive words at them. They want us to be their biggest teacher, their biggest cheerleader, right? And we have to learn how to be. I wish I read more parenting books because I'm telling you, anything that we don't know, we need to learn more about, especially such an important topic as parenting. And it's not about beating yourself up. When you know better, you do better.
Well, and also knowing doesn't always make a difference because I feel like I know all the parenting things and the rules, but if you gave me my own kid, they would go out the window. So just because it's very hard to be a parent because of the emotional component.
Mhm.
So knowing doesn't make a difference because if knowing made a difference, I should have 20 kids. I'd be the best mother in the world. But I believe my children or I would be in jail because it's yeah, I would be a terrible mother. I just would be a terrible mother. I think I do know too much. And then I have the emotion involved. And then I'd be like, tough, it's too emotional for me. Where then I have compassion for mothers, and that's why they love me, because I can't imagine the undertaking of how you have to be so strong and then like put your emotion aside. It's like, meanwhile, you want to like rip someone's head off. Like if someone like hurt my kid, I want to go kill them. But instead, I have to use my words and hold back. And there'd be no holding back. I'd be like lassoing them. So yeah. Mm-mm. Please, I could get like I saw my mom suffer so much in her worry and stress as a single mom, and then if we were late and curfew and lock the door and crazy that I was like, no, thank you. Ooh, it's like your heart on a roller coaster.
I
I
dis
feel it.
I disagree with you. I think you would be an amazing mom with everything that you do today, especially with your meditation practice and everything. And you would just throw your kids right in the ring, and you'd make them fight for it. I mean, you would be an amazing mom, Julie. There's
Not
no
being a
question about
mom to everybody else. It's so great because everyone thinks all the moms are like they listen to you more. I'm like, oh my god! Not only am I not I'm like their best mom because they just want to listen to me. So it's great. I really love the way I did it because I am very emotional and I do love a lot. That's why I fight so much for children, and that is my passion. It's a fighter spirit. So I'm so grateful to mother everybody else's child.
Well,
And
they're just lucky to have you because
yeah,
the reason you're like everybody's mom, and that's why, you haven't had your own kids because you're here to help others on the journey. But your
oh,
own self work on yourself would definitely create an amazing mom. So I don't even doubt that you would do a great job parenting.
self-care is no joke. Self-care is like that's what I tell parents, like when they need to meditate, because I give way different coaching for a parent than a non-parent, right? Of course, if you're a parent, you're not going to meditate an hour and a half in the morning like I get to. Now I tell you to find a place in your closet and you got to get your kids involved in it too. So it could be like a team event because it's very hard to be separate from your kids and do these routines that are separate and then raise your kids. You eat healthy, but then you eat chicken nuggets. It's too much back and forth. You got to get them on the same bandwagon.
Yeah, next time I definitely want to talk about the health and how important it is to feed your kids healthy food because it also
Oh my
helps
God.
them with their mind, with their body, with their spirit, with everything.
Oh my God. And I grew up the opposite. I had terrible health in my life till like my late 20s and all crap. And I'm a product of the pharmaceutical world from my teens to 20s. And I see like my best friends that nurture their children with such healthy food. And doesn't make me jealous to be a mom. I love watching everyone's life. I can so appreciate hers, but it's so beautiful that I know if I did have a kid right now, that is exactly what we'd be doing. And all of our activities would be like making the juices and making the fruits and going to the farm. And that's just what we would do. It would be a lifestyle of wellness because that's what it takes. Because, it's like Russian roulette in this world. Everything is food and drug rules the world. So you eat the food, you need the drug. So how do you escape it all? Is you got to eat clean and you need to think clean, eat clean, spiritually, mind, body, spirit, all of it. Feed yourself, feed your mind and your body, and you got to dodge bullets along the way. Everything with labels and it's all crap.
Yeah, it's really funny because with my kids, I'm always like, don't eat this. It's red color, it's blue color, it's yellow color. You can't have that. This has hydrogenated oils,
Exactly. I
this.
tell kids all the time, your tongue is red. That's disgusting. And you wouldn't do that to your car. Would you ever think of pulling your car up to like anything else other than the 89 octane? It's like, and then our bodies will put anything in it. Meanwhile, we could get a new car and we can't get a new body. I don't understand.
Yeah, it's really unbelievable, and again, that's the brainwash of society, right? Because that food should be illegal. Really, a lot of stuff that's on the shelf should be illegal, and we have it so readily available and cheap for people to
It's
purchase.
dopamine. We're a dopamine nation, addicted. And I just did a four day water fast. So I did water only. And I'm a food addict. I love food. I love the taste of food. I love sushi too. I'm probably ridden with parasites. And then I think, oh, if you eat sushi, you have parasites. And then it's like that surrender and then that balance and then how to be not stack it. And then people go, oh, it's not that bad if you eat a chip. It's crap. You eat anything from those packages you open up, it's like poison in the body. Do I die instantly? No, but it's crap. Everything's feeding disease or fighting disease. So you just want to be, and that goes back to your conscious word and aware and slow down and choose wisely. And do you really want that? And did you want it because you saw it and it's a dopamine hit, or do you really crave it and need it? Is it helping you? Because it's all crap.
Yeah, so definitely, I agree with you. And we have to educate ourselves, right? Just like educating ourselves how to parent. Everything is self-education, And there's so much information out there today. So we can all learn and do better and be better when we know better. So that's all part of our journey. Well, Jolie, it's been so great to talk to you. How can people connect with you and find you if they want to be a part of what you're doing? I know you're doing coaching for people, and you're doing so much out there in the world. You have your charity, you have your boxing gym. How can people connect with you?
Well, cool thing. I don't know if people are anyone that watches this are local, but if they are, my 25-year anniversary is February 23rd. So that's going to be awesome. We're going to have kid fights, my second book signing. Everything to locate me is everything on social media is everything my name, Jolie Glassman. And yeah, I have a new group coaching starting in January.
Oh, right on time. Right
all on
on
my
time.
website, all on my website, all on my social media.
So, is there a deadline to join your group coaching?
No, it's really good to get in at the beginning. I let people in the middle.
Mhm.
So people do come in whenever they want, but the beginning is the best time to get in. So before January, we start January 9th is our first one, Tuesday, January 9th.
That's exciting. I love that. That's really great. Well,
Yeah, a retreat too. So I have my retreat New Year's. So some of the people that are in the retreat will be in the group coaching. Total immersion though, 3 nights. Everything I do and everything I teach leads from a morning and a night routine. So I always say, tell me your morning routine and I'll tell you your day. So I like to everything down to your thoughts. So I work on those the most, the morning and the night routines.
ooh.
Sounds really easy, but it's not, right? Because people don't, maybe they have one bad thing that ruins their day.
So, where's the retreat?
So I rented a 5-acre property in the Redlands and so beautiful. It's a 5,000 square foot meditation room. Then there's a big pool and a barbecue, and it's a huge, obviously, house on 5 acres. Great. So we'll be waking up. It's cool because I'm teaching, like, we're going to do it together, wash our vegetables, do the homework, making sea moss gel. Then we'll do the shillelagh, breath work, meditation. And then that last day, the third day, they do it all themselves. So seeing how what we have to take out in their life that doesn't work right now and contribute to the morning and night routine they want to have, and then what we have to put in and what it's going to look like as them being them in their life. So they do it their last day on their own.
I love that. Routines are so important for success, and it's something that I had to learn later in life because I wasn't like a routine kind of person. Is the routine is that part of your retreat? Part of your coaching, the retreat?
Yeah, so anyone could do the retreat and anyone could do the coaching. It's just people who do the retreat and the coaching. That's great. With the retreat, though, they get a coaching before and then a coaching after that's one on one. And the retreat, you get like all of me for 3 days. So it's really great. It's just all coaching, breath work, meditation,
Mhm.
do over again. 3 days of it.
Sounds amazing. I want to go.
New Year's, which is so great because so many people spend money on New Year's and they don't know what they're doing. And I did a New Year's because my favorite thing to do New Year's is be by myself. I love being with myself and creating, like reflecting and what I'm doing and just relaxing. And everyone's partying and I have no interest. So we're really going to just a lot of my coaching ends up being like, oh, your best year ever. Of course, everyone can do that. But what does that take, right? To have your best year ever. And there's so many things like we could say we teach integrity, but how long does it take to get integral and really get integrity, right? There's worlds around words. So first we really practice it and we do it and they have immersion in the coaching retreat. And then if they want to stay for the year, they do the group coaching.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Julie. This has been such an eye opener, and I'm so excited to showcase you to so many people because we
You're
all,
so
yeah, we all need this in our lives. We all need more of you and more of this, finding our breath, finding our meditation, finding that group coaching, finding connection to other people. It's
Yeah, like
great.
you said, the G, the grounding, and then people think grounding is like, oh, do I have to walk in the grass barefoot? No, but what does it take to be grounded every
Mhm.
day? And
Right.
then, like you say, the gratitude and God are the number one pathways to get grounded, right? So if you have gratitude and you have God in your life, you're definitely on the pathway to being grounded. And then, what are the routines that you have that serve you to keep the grounding?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's all connected. And, it's great when you have those tools to be able to live your most empowered life. Thank you so much,
Yes,
Julie.
love you, please. I'm Jolie Glassman. I have your mirror, your sticker on my mirror. So I think of Do you know I have your sticker on my front door? You could probably see it maybe from here if I move over, like there. It's under the lock. And then I have it in my mirror too, in my bathroom. So I love it. And I remember when you were like, I'm going to write my book, The Grass is Venus Where I Am. And I love the concept, right? Because to really appreciate and love, like we all want what someone else has until we have it. And then we're like, whoa, put me back to what I had. So it's like how to want what you have, and you always wanted what you have, and you always said the grass is green where you are. And so to see you have your book and now the G, and it's my last name, and I love it. And I love G. Who doesn't love G? That's God, that's gratitude, that's grounding, and that's the big G.
Exactly. Being guided, being grateful, all the
I
G's,
love it.
right? So many
I
great
love it.
G's.
I want to wear it. I got to wear it. I got to get one. I told you I want to see it so I could try on the right ring, but I'm Glassman. So I love it. And I can't wait to rep your G.
Awesome. I'm
Thank
excited for you
you.
to have it. They're beautiful. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Jolie, so much for this amazing interview. I'm so grateful for you. So I wanted to thank all of you for joining us today. It truly has been such an uplifting and incredible conversation with Jolie. I so appreciate you. Thank you so much. Until next time, remember to have a grateful heart, to ground in love and compassion, and to know that you are always guided by God. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Namaste.
Namaste.